Hello everyone, Austin Tucker here from Wrestling for Life. I want to give you my Fastlane 2019 thoughts and review and grade and what I rated from 1 to 10. Sorry I'm a little about 2 days late getting this up here. I was going to do it last night, but I got sidetracked and I forgot about it. So I'm going to give you my thoughts, go through each match when I thought about them and all that stuff. So let's get right into it. As the kickoff match was changed, we thought we were going to get Andrade versus Ray in the kickoff show, but that was changed in the main card, which we'll get into that later on in this review. But we did get the New Day to get on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. A pretty good tag team kickoff match and stuff. I thought this was pretty good. A back and forth match before the. Of course, before New Day came out, like Kofi got told by this guy that he went to see his office regarding the David Championship match, so they were there, and Xavier Big E went on to to do their thing. So this match was pretty good. A lot of good up on the 1 point, but that didn't stop the match at all. So, but the Lord Jordan stuff, I thought that was going to be it and stuff, and then Rusev hit the accolade on Xavier. I thought that Rusev and Shinsuke were going to win from there, but Xavier got out of it, and then they ended up winning the match with the Midnight Hour and a pretty good kickoff match and stuff. And in the main and stuff. So then we had the SmackDown Tag Team titles kick off. The Biz and Strickland getting the rematch against the Usos. It's a pretty good tag team match and stuff. Back and forth battle. I like this spot where when the Usos was in the corner and then the other one was on the same corner and then Shane threatened to jump and stuff, and then they tried to stop him and stuff, and then Shane made it the coast to coast, but he hit the other so that was falling his knee. He hit that Usos knee with the coast to coast and stuff, and then like the part when they're outside the ring and stuff, and Shane, and Miz was talking to his dad, and his dad was encouraging him to do a move. He went to the frog splash and stuff, and that cost Miz the match. And I thought for a minute that Miz caught himself before he hit his ribs at the knees, but then I guess someone hesitation all to do so to roll him up and get pinned. Not a bad way to kick out the show. Then they were like racing each other to Miz and Shane. And then it looks like when the Miz was like, we're about to leave, and he wasn't looking, Shane attacks him from behind and stuff. And then that stuff, which I kind of saw this coming in a way. I knew they weren't going to win, and then one of them was going to turn each other and stuff. But it turned out to be Shane, because Shane has been rumored to turn heel since the World Cup tournament and Crown Jewel lost a number. So it finally happened. So I think we're finally getting confirmed. The Miz versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. So we'll finally get that confirmed. While we're on the news, it was reported that Shane will explain his the reason why he attended that to Miz this Tuesday on SmackDown. So yeah, that's what happened there and stuff. Then we had the SmackDown Women's Championship. Asuka defending against Mandy Rose. This was an okay match. Mandy Rose actually didn't put up a bad fight. I got confused of why Sonya Deville looked into the ring for something. So I wondered what she was doing, and then Corey just like, when she's looking for reds, moves, and all that. And then she did Mandy Rose tried to hit her finishing move at Asuka reverse, and then Sonya Deville put a candlestick and the apron or drapes that covers the outside of the ring where you can't look under. Mandy Rose got her foot slipped on it or something like that, and Asuka to hit her slow super kick and pin Mandy Rose to retain that much championship. So I wonder what Asuka's going to do at WrestleMania. It's currently rumored she's going to take on Lacey Evans, but I guess we'll get some confirmation for that in the last few weeks. Like Mandy was pissed at Sonya Deville, and then Sonya was trying to say she held him, and then Mandy's like, no, stop. So maybe they're teasing a breakup between those two, is my guess. But we'll have to see what happens. With the Raw Triple Threat match for the Raw Tag Team titles. Sorry if I'm not going in order. I'm just trying to think off my head. The Raw Tag Team titles. The Revival defending against Aleister Black, Ricochet, and Chad Gable. This wasn't a bad tag team match. I thought it was really good. I like the spot where Ricochet jumped over the steel post, and then Chad Gable attacked himself in. All that stuff. That was a pretty good back and forth match. Sorry, like a match between everybody and stuff. At the end, the Revival retains with the Shatter Machine in a really good match. So I like that. Then the women's tag team titles, Bayley and Sasha Banks defending against Nia Jax. To me, this match wasn't too bad, a little quick in my opinion and stuff. That back and forth match looks like Tamina and Nia maybe botched a little Samoan drop, some combination kick move, but it looks like pretty good. I like the part where Sasha was sailing towards everybody outside the ring and and then they end up with the match ended with like a jackknife cover by a Bailey. Not sorry, like a hurricane around the fence, something like that. So they retain and they get attacked afterwards, and then when they're getting beat up outside and stuff, Beth Phoenix tries to get involved. So, but of course, she gets beat down and all that. She punches Tamina, and then Natalia tries to come out and help. So maybe they're teasing maybe a return to the ring for Beth Phoenix, and then like Natalia's gonna. So I'm gonna be making a prediction. I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but this is what I guess maybe Beth Phoenix and Natalia takes on Nia Jax to be in a tag team match at WrestleMania. But we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Then we had a Fatal 4 match for the United States title, which this is getting back to the almost Rey Mysterio match. They were added into a Fatal 4-Way United States Championship match with those two and R-Truth and Samoa Joe. Pretty good Fatal 4-Way tag team match, like a rematch for SmackDown this past week. And so that was pretty good back and forth match. I like the double hurricane run that Rey did. It looked like R-Truth made really think he was going to win with the light when he hit the light detector on one of the competitors. That was back and forth match. I like the scuffle between Selena Vega and Carmella after Selena Vega tried to hit R-Truth, and then Carmella took her down. They really tried to hit a 619, but that didn't work. But in the end, Samoa Joe retains and stuff, and he grabs her Joe, makes him pass out to a cricket clutch. Samoa Joe is still the United States champion. So that was pretty good thing. And then we had Elias come out back and forth and stuff, talking about each of the big matches and making fun of everybody. Stuff I like at the end where he's like, "I'm just the first time to get interrupted," and then of course he gets interrupted, unfortunately. So I forgot to mention, and so sorry, there's so much happened on the show. It looks like New Day went to Mr. Vince's office to begging him to make it a triple threat match, and it looks like he was about to do it. And the triple match was going to be like the third match tonight, which I thought was kind of weird and fishy, but then we find out it was a handicap match, and he took on Sheamus Cesaro to a handicap match. Kofi got a good fight, but he about to lose, and then New Day comes out, but then we saw out of nowhere Rusev and Shinsuke come out and attack the New Day, and then they were all laid out by the Bar, Shinsuke and Rusev. So of course the Bar wins, of course, against Kofi in a 2-1 handicap match. So it makes you wonder if they're finally going to get that title shot to Kofi at WrestleMania, because that's what I think what's going to happen. Because I really can't think of anyone else he could work with. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Then we had the triple threat match. The WWF actually came with a triple threat match. I thought at first when Mustafa Ali came out that he was just going to be at ringside for Kevin Owens just in case Eric Rowan got involved. No, he got involved in the match. So it became Daniel Bryan for Mustafa Ali. This was really good and stuff. Back and forth battle between the two and stuff. I thought Mustafa Ali was taking out the match where he got kicked off the top turnbuckle and stuff, and he got hit backwards with that into his back. But he ended up getting back into the match and stuff. It was back over battle. I really thought Kevin Owens had the match won with a stunner until Mustafa Ali stopped it, and then it looks like Mustafa Ali and Kevin Owens had it, but then Eric Rowan kept getting involved. So then they started to forget Kim. It looks like Kevin Owens did like a dive onto everyone, tried to take him out, but he ended up getting taken out with a spin kick. I really thought Mustafa had it with this 450 splash, but then he was going for like a top rope move, and then Dave Bryan had I think the first midair running knee and retains the championship. So that was a pretty good triple threat match. Congrats to them. Then we had Charlotte versus Becky and stuff. To determine if Becky would win, she would get added to the match. It looks like Charlotte, of course, targeted on that supposedly injured knee the whole time. But in the end and stuff, Ronda Rousey comes out and attacks Becky, causing her to get a DQ, and so she's officially added to the match at WrestleMania. So it's not going to be official, which I thought was going to happen for months. Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch for Charlotte for the Raw Women's Championship, and I'll give my prediction for that in a few weeks when it gets close to WrestleMania. The final match card is placed, so I cannot wait for that. That's going to be awesome. So then I forgot to mention in the final Elias segment, Randy Orton hits the RKO out of nowhere. Then AJ Styles hits final forearm. So that pretty much confirms that Randy Orton and AJ Styles are going to face WrestleMania, which that's a match I've been waiting a while for. So I can't wait for that match. So I'm trying to think real fast before I get into the main event if I missed anything at the last minute. So looking at my notes here, just to get you what I've been treating my head. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. So I think I mentioned pretty much everything except for the main event. Then we had the 6-man tag team match. The reuniting of the Shield, supposedly one last time against Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin. That was a pretty good match, back and forth battle. I like how McIntyre, Ambrose, Rollins, and Lashley were all fighting near the kickoff panel in that crowd. So I thought that was pretty good one. Then they went back and forth. stuff. So there's like a fight in between, like watching near falls and all that. I like the spot where it looks like they're about to triple powerbomb over the edge table, then Seth and Dean stops it, and then the Seth hits the Kurt stomp onto Bobby Lashley onto the announce table and stuff. That's a very nasty Kurt stomp, and they triple powerbomb Drew McIntyre to the table. Then they hit a super kick, followed by a Superman punch, and 30 deeds and a triple powerbomb, and wins. The Shield wins in their last match ever. Congrats to the Shield. So whatever you guys do next, we should wish you the best in whatever you guys do next in the future. That is your Fastlane 2019 in Flash. If I missed anything, my apologies. Just mention the comments below and stuff. It's just so much happened on the show that I couldn't. Then that's I don't like that. It's hard to remember everything. Except I believe I covered everything and all the big parts. Overall, I'll give it 7 out of 10. For 1 to 10, I'll give it a 7 out of 10, and then a grade plus, B plus, in my opinion. I'm just excited it's over with, and we can focus on WrestleMania. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think in the comments below. What you were rated from a 1 to 10, and what you were graded and stuff. Like, share, and subscribe. Let us know what you think of the show in the comments below. I'm Austin Tucker for Wrestling for Life, and I'll see you next time.